Expect a different kind of mahal in Colombo at the R. Premadasa Stadium. India versus Pakistan, match number 27. Psychology aside, pressure aside, is this purely a contest between India's batting might and Pakistan's five-spinner attack?
It's not as simple as that. That is probably the bigger battle.
Yep.
But also the fact that Pakistan's batting is very vulnerable. I feel India's bowling is very strong and they have variety. But India's batting is the one that will be tested more considering the conditions in Colombo right now with their spinners. There will be a couple of spinners with whom they've never played, at least one, Usman Tariq, who's never played. But for me, Abrar Ahmed, Mohammad Nawaz, Saim Ayub, all of them are very potent spinners. Shadab Khan, who's actually starting to bowl much better than what he used to. So they have a very good attack for those conditions. Or in Colombo, the way the pitch is played, if it plays differently, then it's obviously a different question. But I feel at this point of time, Pakistan are stacked up well in terms of purely a matchup with how their bowling is against our batting. But I will also say this, as good as their bowling is against India's batting, I think their batting is highly vulnerable against our bowling.
Salman Agha, the Pakistan captain, at the press conference, and I'm only paraphrasing him, this is not quoting him verbatim, he said he wishes Abhishek well and he hopes that Abhishek plays because they want to play the best possible opponents. And Surya Kumar Yadav said, well, if he wants him to play, done, Abhishek will play.
Absolutely. It's a little bit of a banter and all that. And I think Salman Gaga said it well, that they want to play against the best possible team possible. They wouldn't say that, we don't want him to play. And as a captain of a team, you don't want to admit that, I'd rather that player not play. Say, hey, anyone come on, we want the best team because we think we can match up. So these are little games that are being played. Look, these games I have no problems with because this kind of banter is fine. It's within the limits. I mean, my problem is with banter where they take quotes of people who never said it. And, I'm just surprised on social media I don't see a Donald Bradman quote on this game saying that Pakistan should be the favourites out here. India have cheated last time or something like that. Because that's what they've done. They pick up quotes and attribute it to whoever they want to. So I think we can get a little less of that. He's right. Pakistan, the batting is very vulnerable. India's batting, I think the question is, the way we bat, we go very hard from the very top. And I think this kind of pitch, maybe the top two batters can go hard. At some point, they might have to review and say that, okay, what is a good total out here? Is it 160? Is it a 180?
Sure.
It may not be a 200 total. We may not need to go that hard from the start. We may not need to take that many risks from the start. Those are the kind of fine-tuning decisions that will be very interesting.
Also, if we deep dive into India's batting, I think their play against spin on pitches which are slow and holes a bit hasn't been as good as they are on flatter pitches. The numbers there is a stark difference in numbers. Average drops, when your strike rate drops, it's okay. But if your average drops, that means you're losing wickets as well. I think that is an area that India will be wary about.
And therefore, is Surya a far more crucial player than anyone else? Having, he's a terrific player of spin bowling, he has that sweep as well. Is he the linchpin there in that case, given the conditions and the construction of the opposition?
Surya is always a very good player on good pitches. On slightly slow pitches, he has his challenges as well because what he is batting is mainly revolving around is the fact that he likes to use space, which he won't get as much. He's a good player of spin, but there are a couple of shots that he's very good off, which is the sweep. So that shot will be very useful. But then the other shots that he will be looking to do will determine how good he is. For me, a key is actually Abhishek Sharma because if he takes us off to a good start, then things look very different. How he plays spin because he steps out a lot when trying to hit spin. It'll be very interesting to see how he plays on a slow pitch. Though I'm being a little cautious in how I'm assessing India right now, but I feel that India have got the wherewithal because they have game sense. Each player in that 11 has played a minimum of 300 T20 games. So that experience will hold them in good stead.
Selection, just the one question that's on everyone's minds. Since Pakistan is going to be so spin heavy, the conditions might help spin bowling a lot more. Kuldeep in for Arshdeep?
I won't be surprised at all. I don't think it will be surprising at all if Kuldeep comes in place of Arshdeep Singh.
And that means Shivam Dubey, Hardik might be used in the power play, with Bumrah being your premier fast bowler.
Yeah, you will probably start with Hardik Pandya and you will start with Jasprit Bumrah for an over and then see what happens. Akshar Patel, Varun Chakravarti will bowl in the power play. So it will change up a little bit of the dynamics, but that's the trade-off in bringing in Kuldeep Yadav because through the middle you have a wicket-taking opportunity with the spinner.
Absolutely. And I think for me, two very crucial players tomorrow are going to be, for me, Akshar Patel, because Akshar Patel's ability to take on spin and bat anywhere in the order is very big. And I think Shivam Dubey, because I think the rest of the players, Abhishek, he's already mentioned up front. Okay, these are the players which are going to be important because the ability to play spin and accelerate against spin at a particular point and maybe accelerate a bit later. If you get off to a great start, great. If not, then you sort of play it out for a while and then take off it towards the end. So all those will be factors, and again, so much else is a factor. I mean, if they bat first and India, runs into and starts getting a lot of wickets, then the target changes and everything changes. So a lot of it will depend on the toss, the conditions, but it will be a fascinating battle.
India have certainly prepared well, and I saw a clip of Surya Kumar Yadav trying that stop, pause, and then bowl, trying to help the Indian batters prepare for Usman Tariq. How do you look at Usman Tariq versus the Indian batters?
It'll be a good challenge. They wouldn't have seen anything like that. All the batters will be looking at his videos, trying to decode what are the deliveries he bowls. ICC already in their coverage made a capsule of his four variations. They'll have a close look at it. But until you go and play him in flesh and blood, it's always very different. Looking at videos gives you an idea. But when you go stand up against him and he comes and literally stops before he delivers, you need to be waiting. The things that you need to look out for, he's got 4 balls. The change in grip is very obvious when he bowls a googly to a carom ball. But the key is, if you're able to hold your position in the initial movement, that gives you a good chance of deciding which way to go. If you predetermine and look at doing something before the ball has been, before he's delivered the ball, he has this uncanny knack of holding and waiting and adjusting according to what you're trying to do. So how late you react in terms of your movement determines how well you can play him. But what is good about Usman Tariq is how accurate he is with his length, which helps.
Fascinating. You guys spoke of Pakistan's batting frailties, and therefore is there a case for them to bring in Fakhar Zaman? Guys, if yes, how? Do they need to maybe leave out one all-rounder? What do they do?
Pakistan will never leave out their all-rounders. I can tell you that the team, again, this is a very standard construction of a Mike Hesson team. Okay, 3 all-rounders in the middle will play. Okay, that's how they structure their team. Nawaz, Shadab, and the Fahim will play.
Famous top, yeah.
They will play. Their 3 bowlers will play. Abrar will play. Usman will play ahead of. They are going to play that single fast bowler, main fast bowler, and Fahim Ashraf for the fast bowling. That's it. This is their set team. This is what has worked for them. They're going to play this combination.
You concur?
I think so. Considering they've had success in the last couple of games, there is no reason to change it.
All right, very quickly, players to watch out for. One each, please.
Abhishek Sharma and for Usman Tariq.
I'm going to go Akshar Patel. And I'm again out of left field. I feel Shaheen Afridi might have a part to play.
I'll also tell you one player which I'm keen to look out for, and I think the batting completely is determined by how he goes sides of the Farhan.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the one guy who's been in form for them through.